Joining me now with Reaction Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi in New York. And here with me on set, Chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp, and Democratic strategist and University of Maryland Professor Jason Nichols. Jason.
Yes.
Take it away.
Well, I think there are a couple of things that you said that were really important. Number one, that the president definitely fights for his agenda, but he doesn't always fight for the American people, and that's the big problem. I think also there is precedent for doing a full investigation. There's no reason to rush this process. I 100% believe in due process, Laura. I believe that Brett Kavanaugh deserves 100% to be able to clear his name if he is not guilty of these crimes.
How does he clear his name here?
Well, he gets a full investigation so that one day when his daughters go and Google this, they can see our father was not guilty of the crimes.
That's what they're going to Google? Because guess what? When we Google various conservatives' names right now, including mine, the nastiest things come up. That's why I don't Google anymore.
Nasty things.
Guess what? But there's no clearing your name. That's the old Ray Donovan line from the Reagan. Where do I go to get my reputation back? That's what Ray Donovan famously said. He was cleared. He never really did get his reputation back.
Laura,
I think we actually
hold on. We got to go.
I think we actually will settle this at the ballot box. I completely agree with what you said in your opener, because this has all become intertwined. You have Republicans around this country that are distrustful of what their party will do when it comes to a fight. And I agree with you. They are standing firm. Chuck Grassley, Mitch McConnell, they are doing the right thing. I actually think the Republicans realize if they bungle this, if they drop the ball when it comes to Kavanaugh, there will be a meltdown in November. And I think these Republican senators understand this is a time to stick together and keep your promise and get it done, or the Republicans will have a revolt.
Well, the base is in revolt. The base will be in revolt.
I'm not sure it comes back if it happens.
They've said it on my radio show. They've said it to us in tweets. If the Republicans cannot get Brett Kavanaugh through, Pam Bondi, a Bush guy who is about as middle of the road as a jurist, fair, respected, then who are they going to get through? I mean, he was a consensus pick for Republicans. He wasn't, a couple of the people that were on the list who were considered more conservative. He was a Bush guy.
Yeah.
And so Bush is picking up the phone, and he's calling people and saying, guys, this is ridiculous what's happened to him. Pam, I want to play for you something that John Clune, Deborah Ramirez, the second accuser's attorney, said today with, I think it was on, Anderson Cooper. Let's watch.
If there is no FBI investigation and it was just a matter of submitting testimony and evidence to the Senate Judiciary Committee, to committee investigators, that's not something you are recommending your client do?
I wouldn't recommend that she do that, no. That kind of cross-examination cannot be a replacement for a meaningful investigation.
Pam, you're State Attorney General. If you care about getting all the facts out, get them out as any way you can. I mean, it's a little late in the game to be entering third and fourth witnesses. New York Times wouldn't even go with this story.
Of course
your thoughts on what his concern is, though?
Well, I mean, it's the 11th hour. It's ridiculous. And good try, Jason, on the due process. As Laura said, I've been a prosecutor since my early 20s. And, due process, the rule of law is being unraveled here if they get away with this. It's about the presumption of innocence. Ramirez, there is nothing to even confirm her story. She can't even confirm that it's Brett Kavanaugh. This is a good man, and thank goodness he has a strong wife, and it's a shame that his daughters even have to endure this. It's sunk to a new low for all of us to have to listen to this, and this good man. I know him. Matt, you know him much better than I. Laura, you've known him. And to serve in public office when it sinks to this low, to serve your country and give back these vicious attacks is despicable.
Yeah, Jason, I want to go back to this idea of what you do in college. You're a professor.
Sure.
Any of the kids who are in your class go out on the weekends, have fun, yeah?
Sure.
They go have fun, probably drink a little bit, right? They're probably under 21, right?
Sure.
Do you think 30 years from now, when they're up for a big job, maybe in the military, maybe they're going to some CEO of some company, that one person with no corroboration should be able to stop one of your students from getting a job? Do you think that would be fair?
Again, I think that what's
you have to prove your innocence?
What's fair is if they're accused of sexually assaulting somebody, that there is an investigation. And that's all that people are asking.
So one person, they could do it to either one of you.
But Laura, there's more than one person. There's more than one
no,
person.
no, it's one person.
No, it's not.
No,
No, it's not.
There is no corroboration
for either one.
You guys,
person.
there's a whole lot of shaming of Ramirez because, oh, she was drunk. First of all, 50% of sexual assaults involve alcohol.
I'm not shaming anyone.
Well, then there's more than one person.
No, I'm not
We
shaming.
can't say there's more.
I'm not shaming anyone. I have no doubt that something did happen, probably to both of them. I have no reason not to believe that.
Okay.
But what I will say is that any man, a brother, a husband, a father, a cousin, this could happen to any man in the United States. I'm not saying, of course there's sexual
And
assault.
I would want
Of
due
course there
process.
is.
Yeah,
there
but
is no
that's
due
what I would
process.
want.
Due process isn't having to prove your innocence. That is innocent until you're proven guilty beyond a
I'd want
reasonable
a
doubt.
law
That's not the
enforcement- I'd want
standard.
law
But
enforcement
they have
to do an
No,
investigation.
they have. I want to take this head on because he's had 6 FBI full background checks. Half of his life, he's had the FBI checking everything about him. When they do those background investigations, they check everybody in your past life. They want to make sure you can't be blackmailed. They want to make sure there's nothing serious that will compromise your ability to do the job. That was all done. And the fact is this, Joe Biden said it during the Clarence Thomas hearings. The FBI simply gives us what she says and what he says. And at the end of the day, we will learn nothing more if the FBI spends one more minute.
Well,
on
I mean,
what
there are
it's
times-
already
there
done.
are
A 3-day investigation is going to cause a problem. That's what happened with Anita Hill
You
and
will
Clarence Thomas.
learn nothing
There was
new.
a 3-day investigation.
The Senate
Then give it to them.
It's the Senate's job at a confirmation.
Right.
They have
This is-
lawyers on from both parties. It's their job to do the
no one's
investigation.
no one's the idea that people are interested in getting at the truth here. This is an all-out
I have
smear
nothing
of a
against
good
Brett
man. I'm
Kavanaugh.
not saying you do. I'm just saying this process is not geared toward finding the truth because we know how many of us could figure out what did I do 36 years ago? Like we don't know what we did 36
the
years
right
ago.
trots out
It's ridiculous.
Juanita Broderick every 5 minutes, and that's probably 45 years old.
But don't
and
go
I
after-
believe she
Don't go after her. That's not.
I'm-
Yeah,
I'm
we got-
not
by
going
the
to-
way,
let's not do that.
The Cosby,
I'm saying that
yeah, the Cosby
she had a
stuff,
right to the same thing.
Right, well, she didn't get it. She didn't
should've
get it.
got-
She was
should've
laughed
gotten
off.
something. That's
The
right.
I
Cosby-
agree.
Guys,
We agree there.
Guys, there was and Pam, I want you to respond to this. There was a guest on CNN today, Yodit Tuwal, talking about the comparison between Bill Cosby and Kavanaugh. Let's watch.
This is a monumental defining moment this week when you have someone like Cosby going to prison and then in the same breath having Kavanaugh possibly going to the highest court in the land. And so anyone that's defending Kavanaugh could not in the same breath now applaud this.
Pam, take it away on that
I
analysis.
can't believe that they would even use those two names in the same sentence. Bill Cosby is an accused rapist. Brett Kavanaugh has devoted his entire life to serving others and the rule of law. They are attempting to destroy a good man. This case does not warrant any investigation, none whatsoever. There's no corroboration. That's why the FBI won't look at it. There's nothing there. As Matt said, he's gone through 6 FBI background checks. And if anyone could come forward, and Jason, if someone tried to say this about you, it would be disgusting and despicable. There's no corroboration at all.
Well, then why not bring
Nothing.
in Mark Judge?
Nothing.
Why not bring in people? I'm not.
There's
against
nothing
Brett
to
Kavanaugh.
go forward.
That's
Nothing
what's
left at
being
all.
Okay, well, I
misunderstood.
think the Democrats better watch out because if they want to go down this road for every nominee,
Bring it on.
tables are going to be turned, and you better be starting to defend what you're doing in 8th grade, guys.
If people victim
let me-
blame
let me-
women,
yeah,
it's gonna-
I'm
it's
not
gonna
blaming
pay.
a woman, but you
They're gonna pay at
cannot
the ballot
put
box.
every man in the target zone. It's not fair. And real victims of sexual assault have also spoken out against this, saying it hurts our cause. So it plays both ways. Passions are very high on this issue. Fantastic panel, as always. Gentlemen and Pam, thanks so much. It's a stall tactic by the